like a kid, you always have a dream, you know, just to play in the NBA. But growing up in a small town, we were always trying to be, you know, realistic.
One came in his home city from the first moment, first day. He has NBA potential.
Like, I don't really think he understands how big he is, how athletic he is.
Dragan Bender.
I remember one game, I shot a three, and it came off the rim, and I'm running back on defense, and I see Bender fly in, and he jumped off the left leg and caught it with the left hand. And he just ran back like okay. His whole arm was above the rim almost. Yo, this guy's 7 feet shooting threes. Who is this guy?
Tell me something about Bender.
I think he'll be a top 5 pick and run the floor. He can shoot. He's got the length.
Dragan Bender's breakout performance, at least in the eyes of NBA scouts, came in 2014 in Turkey in the European Under-18 Championships. People knew his name at that point. They'd seen him in a few camps, but I think this was the first time that NBA scouts saw him and were like, wow, this could be a big-time prospect who can fit into kind of the modern NBA. So after that tournament in Turkey, he signs a 6-year deal with Maccabi Tel Aviv, one of the most famous basketball clubs in all of Europe. But he doesn't have a big role. How can a guy who's not a starter in EuroLeague, who's playing, you know, barely double-digit minutes, be worthy of a number 3, 4, 5 pick in the first round of this NBA draft?
Bender, you get a miss. Huh? You get a miss.
Dragan and his older brother Ivan, who's 2 years older than him, grew up in a small town in Bosnia named Čapljina. They fell in love with basketball. They had kind of brotherly battles.
In my opinion, I think that we came to this point in our lives because we were always competing against each other.
He was killing me, really killing me. He was 2 years older than me, and he was really killing me every time. And basically never finished the game because he was always winning the game and I was always losing, so I was always trying to break the game and just go home without, you know, winner. It was a really cool place to grow up in, you know, but there wasn't, you know, really the basketball clubs that are working a lot with the young guys.
It's not like the US system where you can just join a local AAU team and get exposure that way. To really take the next step, to chase their basketball dream in that part of Europe, they needed to go to an academy. So the boys pack up everything they have at the time and get in the car with their dad and they drive across the border from Bosnia into Croatia to Split, which is where the Academy of Nikola Vujicic is located.
I was 12 years old at that time. My brother was 14 years old, and it was pretty hard in the beginning, of course, you know, just to live without your parents or without your family.
When you have like a brother who is willing to sacrifice everything just to make my life better and his life also better and easier, it means a lot to me because he's only sibling that I have.
It was a smart move for me, my brother, you know, looking back right now, and it was the right decision to take. Kind of, you know, just help you to grow up and to see the other, you know, other views on the life and to realize how important it is for you. And this is just my room. Right now my brother is also in, so perfect apartment for one guy.
Split is kind of a town that is famous in European basketball culture, and not just basketball, but athletics as a whole.
Split, I think, is a unique case in the world of sport. 180,000 people, 69 Olympic medals, 250-something World Championship medals.
But really, at its heart, it's a basketball town.
It's amazing history, the great players coming off, and just to be able to come to the same gym where all these guys were practicing. It was a dream come true for me.
But if you ask any Croatian or any basketball fan, really, the man in Split is the guy who was called the White Magic or the Croatian sensation, Toni Kukoc. I've seen that early highlight video of his called like Enjoy Like Me that's on YouTube. Do you know that? Have you seen that one? The really early Kukoc? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know this video. Yeah. I was start to watch, more and more games of him, more and more tapes and trying to copy some moves. Just that he was, that tall and that's, with that type of body, and he was athletic and just he was playing in a three position, being able to do whatever with the ball he wants and just being able to shoot from outside, attack the people inside. He was just, perfect player for the mismatch situation. Perfect team player, that was always trying to win the games, and he was really competitive.
Kukoc to me is the guy. You're going to hear a lot of people in the lead up to this draft put Dragan Bender and Kristaps Porzingis in the same discussion, and I think it's kind of lazy.
Kukoc, últimos segundos, ahora sí que va a tener que resolver.
You want to get inside Dragan Bender's head and understand how he views himself as an offensive player, as kind of a playmaker, as a cog in an offense.
He's the kind of player that every coach would like to have on their team.
Bender loves that style of basketball.
No points, the other side, let's go.
So Dragan Bender goes to Maccabi Tel Aviv, one of the more famous clubs in all of Europe. This is one of the worst seasons Maccabi's had in a long time. It was not an environment where you could kind of give a long leash to a very young player to develop. It just wasn't a setting and a team for him to be showcased.
Only what we are matter in Maccabi, it's a result. You cannot see all his weapons he has.
This kid is in the gym all the time. He works hard, doesn't BS when he comes in. He makes sure he takes everything seriously.
He's surrounded with great players on practices. I think the practicing with our Maccabi players is giving him amazing improvement, amazing push. He's equal with them in all aspects of the game.
The people who are guiding him are doing a great job, and he's going to be top 5, I'm guessing. So I think it's a good idea.
Halo. U uredu di?
U lobby hotela.
I think one of the biggest things to remember is that Dragan Bender is the youngest player among the projected lottery picks this year. I think he's going to need at least a year, 2 in the NBA to really flourish. But when he does, I think he's the kind of secondary scorer, facilitator, rebounder, a really valuable piece in an unselfish offense.
It's just so annoying guarding him, just like boxing him out, his long arms grabbing every rebound, and he's really quick with the ball and off the ball. So that's the way the game is now, It's a lot of big guys making guard moves. He's going to be a problem.
Growing up, I didn't even realize that I'm going to be here now. Just being able to from the small city, come to all these opportunities, traveling around the world, seeing a lot of things that normal kids from that town or from that area cannot see, and just be able to do something that you love and getting paid and getting to meet some new people and some new opportunities is just amazing for me.
Thank you to our fans here and around the world.
June 23rd, that night,
NBA draft.
it's gonna be hectic for all people around Dragan. I'm just excited to be part of that, and I'm just happy for him, and I'm just happy to be there and excited to be together.